Hello again. This is a data flows machine learning test tutorial. So once you have your workspace on Premium already, you can come to data flows and data sets. You can create new, and then you go to create a data flow just like you've done before. And then after you have created your data flow, you guys will see here that I have added these two data flows here. And just so you guys can see it, I'll click it. And you will see it that it's Power Query again with a flow chart and also all the transformations done here. I'll click on cancel so we don't have to do it all over again. And to train a machine learning model, you need to come here and then you need to add a machine learning model. I'll show you guys. You need to choose the table that you're doing that. So bike training, and you need to choose the outcome that you want to predict. I want to predict the bike buyers. And then you click next. Power BI, it's going to tell you which is the best machine learning model. So binary prediction, you go here and then you choose, hey, I want to predict which ones are the buyers, which is represented by the number 1. You do a match label. So 1 means buyer if you want, and not 1, let's put it not buyer. Click on next. And then you may remember that we did not exclude any columns or anything. I just got the raw data set. So let's just, for instance, suppose that all these columns here that I'm checking, they are related columns to the final result of being a buyer or not. But you can see here inside the parentheses that they have the correlation to the bike buyer. So low correlation, low correlation. So that's why they were not checked. But let's use them here just so we have an example. And then you give it a name, model test 2. And here you have the time that you're going to be training the model. You can go from 5 minutes to 360 minutes. Let's put it 5 minutes. And then you save and train. After you click here, it's going to take, well, usually 5 minutes or more. So that's going to be your base time for your training model. After you train the model, these two tables here are going to be showing up: the test model training data and the test model testing data. Once this is done, but what we care about is the machine learning models. So we click here and then you see test model, and then we have 3 options: retrain the model, see the report, or apply this machine learning model to another data set. Let's click on the report. Once it opens, it's going to show you a report of the model itself. So here we have the model performance, the confusion matrix that's going to show you the true positives and negatives and the false negatives and positives. Here you have the probability threshold that you can increase or decrease. This is going to vary based on your business logics. So let's keep it at what it was before. And then down here we have cost benefit analysis in all this. Accuracy report also with the RC curve for the false positives and false positives and negatives, and true positives and negatives. The training details is going to be here at the last part, and it's also going to show you the number of iterations, as we can see here. In this case, it was the 30th second iteration with the highest accuracy. After I finish this, I click on back, and then I can use this model here into another data set. So I click here, apply ML model, and then it's going to say, hey, which data set you want to use it. And to be honest, this is going to be actually based upon the data flows that you created. So if you have 3-4 tables in one data flow, it's going to say, hey, you need to choose between one of these tables. So as you can see here, I have the biking training, prospective buyer, which is the data set that we want to use and apply the machine learning model. So I'm going to click here, prospective buyer, and then I'm going to call this test model, and then the threshold. This is what can be uh, adjusted if you want. So I save and apply, and then once I click save and apply, data flow is going to be refreshed again, and you see the result in a second. Once the machine learning model it's applied to the prospective buyer data set, these two tables here show up. So we have the prospective buyer enriched by test model and the prospective buyer enriched test model explanations. And this is the one we're going to be checking on Power BI desktop. So I'll bring Power BI desktop here. I'll do get data. I'm going to use Power BI data flows. Once it loads, you'll see here that I have the premium test workspace. I'll click here and you can see that we have the swing data set and also the bike training. We want the bike training, and then I'll click here. I want the prospective bio-enriched test model, and I'm going to click transform data. And now it's showing up on the under screen. So now we have on Power Query here the same data set, okay, that we've applied the machine learning model. And then we have three new more tables. Actually, we have some new tables, new columns here at the end, which is a test model outcome with the false or a positive, the prediction score, the explanations of it, and this is the index. The index, it's actually relating this one to other tables. So we don't need this one here right now, but these two here are the score and the outcome, which is the important part for our binary predictions. And after this, you just need to go and create visualizations yourself after applying your machine learning model to your data set.